Hey guys, welcome back to Claw's Garage. Today I will be replacing the locks on my truck's doors. So the first thing you want to do is come into the inside part of your truck and you want to get a flathead in here. Be very careful not to break the plastic. You're going to pop this guy up and over, and then you're going to have to get a little tool in there and unscrew this guy. And then what I did is I grabbed an Allen key to fit into that little screw right down there. It looks more like a torque bit, but an Allen key fits it just fine, like a little guy. And once you unscrew that guy, and then we gotta find a couple screws around here and unscrew it, and then we'll pop the door off. So there's a screw up here, right here on near the window. There's a screw right here, and there's supposed to be a screw down here, but my door is missing it. Then what you want to do is you want to pull straight upwards, and it should come right out, no problemo. So this guy right here is actually what locks in your actual lock. And what you want to do is you want to go side to side and just pry. And it's going to fight you quite a bit, and these tabs are going to want to bend. So just keep going back and forth over and over again, and eventually it'll come out. It'll look like this. And you want to put it to the side. And then what you want to do is come here, and you want to pull it down at least this far so that you have access to this back shaft back in here, right back here. So there's a bar on the back side. So what I recommend you do is you come pull it out, and then you put your hand through on the other side, and you feel that bar, and you can see it actually hooks upright and in towards. So you want to feed it as much as you can through, and then you want to rotate it up towards you, and then feed the bottom up, and then see how there's like a little hole right there? That pole faces upwards like that, so you need to like push this end up over it, and then this whole assembly slides right up. And one thing you should know, this side is skinny, this side's big. That's how you know it fits in like that. And that's how it starts initially with this plastic guy on this side. So what you need to do is somewhat turn it, face it, and then pull it up. So let me show that one more time. You kind of pull it towards you, then you rotate it up, and then back out like that kind of. And that's how you're working it out, this guy. And when you come up like that, you kind of have to finagle it up back towards you a little bit. You can feel on the inside, it's just hard to get a good camera view. But when I showed you initially, that's how you want to do it to pull this guy out. It's really easy. That way you don't take the whole plastic shroud out and do all that stuff again. And then before you install it, this is the old part, this is the new part. Obviously the key for this won't work for this guy, so make sure this guy comes with new keys. And as you can tell, they are identical, very similar. Just make sure they are the same. And you want to install this guy kind of the same way you uninstalled this guy right here. This will be a little hard to explain, but see how, if you see how I'm holding this guy, there's a little hole in the bottom, and you got to feed it on top of the little metal pole guy on the inside. So have somebody on the inside hold it up, and have someone looking through that hole to push this guy through to feed it onto the hole, so then you can finagle this guy down and pop it in there and get it in. Alright, so the trick to get this guy on is you want to feed it on top of the metal spout, and you're going to rotate this guy all the way around like so, and then you're going to rotate it all the way around like that. Because if you try to go from here to here, it's just not going to work. So you need to go from here kind of inwards and around, and then it'll go all the way around like that, and then it'll slide right in. And once you feed that guy in, you got to tap this guy back in right here, and you want to push him all the way in. I tapped him in with a little tool, and I put grease on the forks so it slide in a little easier, and it makes it so if you come back to work on this guy, it's a little easier to pull him back out. With this guy, you just want to lay him back on, and as you can see, it's not as sticky as it once was, and you want to grab tape and tape him up, which I'm going to get the grease off my hand and then tape this all up. I just used electrical tape, and I had to clean up this surface with a rag because it was too dusty, so when I put it on it pull off. But a very common thing with these little panel guys is when you pull them off, they tend to tear. I had a lot of little tearing down here on the sticky stuff, but if it tears, just put tape and connect the two pieces together. I don't have any tears, I got kind of lucky. But if you have that problem, just tape it up, it's no big deal. So when you slide the door back down on there, just make sure you get this guy in there and then line up your holes. You have quite a few, and I just don't have the screw for there, so I'm not going to line that one up. But I got these two up here, so I'll line them up and screw them in real quickly.